With the prospect of some great weather after a long period of bad weather, Kirk and I took the opportunity to head to the far north for a long overdue fishing mission, and the forecast was spot on.
Hi, welcome to Daiwa Fishy Business. Well, I've brought the everyman up to the far north, a favourite place of mine to fish. Kirk's come along on the Wave Runner as well. Now, the weather forecast is absolutely mint, and the only dilemma is we don't know if we're going to be fishing in the shallows or the deep. So what I've done is I've bought an absolute arsenal of tackle to cope with any situation, everything from electric reels to light tackle gear. The only thing left for me to do is put my fishing gear on and head on out. One thing's for sure though, I know it's going to be a great adventure.
We launched the boat and the jet ski at a shallow ramp in Paringaringa Harbour. Our plan was to see how the fishing was at the Silica Sands at the entrance to the harbour. But we were interrupted metres from the boat ramp.
There we go. Just getting set up, and the kahawai bust up beside us. First cast of the morning and I'm hooked up. I can actually see the bottom, we're under a metre of water. I was actually worried that we were going to ground the boat, it's so shallow. Only using fairly light line here. The coloured braid is fantastic because you can track where the fish is moving. See where he's going, control the line. Here he comes. I'll get the net. Treat this one gently because it's going to be a livey. There we go. Beautiful. Put him up on the gunnels. Let my bail off so I don't overbend my rod. Have a look at that. First fish of the morning on a little blue and pink slow knuckle jig.
After catching a couple of hard-fighting kahawai, we were keen to get to our spot. The harbour was looking a bit green after the recent rains, and I was wondering if this would affect the fishing, as too much fresh water can put the fish off the bite in the shallows.
The rig I'm using is a couple of 3-ounce sinkers on top of a swivel, leading down the trace to a pilchard. Pilchard's hooked on with 2 hooks, and that pilchard I've filleted in half just to make it that bit more juicy. The fishing's a little bit slow, so hopefully that will get anything that's around nice and excited.
You might think it's not much point in burleying in such a fast current so close to a bar, but in fact we're only in 6 metres of water. I've put a burley mate bomb down and that flakes away and that'll attract bait fish, and I'm putting cubes of pilchard in that I'm just carving up. That will bring fish to the boat. It's not as if you're in 20-30 metres of water where it'll drift away. This will actually get sucked down to the bottom and fish will be attracted from a long way by the smell and by the cubes of pilchard. So burleying, attract the fish to the boat.
Obviously the kahawai were not affected by the fresh water as they were biting their heads off.
Bit of a touch here, yep. Got it, yep.
Every bait was eagerly taken as soon as it hit the bottom.
Here he comes.
Settle down there, fella.
Look at the colours of that. Really nice, light greyy blue, this one.
I love catching kahawai, but they can be a pain when you're trying to catch something different.
Oh, he's a fighter.
And we were quickly running out of bait.
Here we go. Got a nice fish on. Pulling some nice string straight out the back. After a long morning catching kahawai, this one had a familiar head shake. This is a nice fish. I'm not sure what it is. There's a bit of weight there. It's just swimming into the current at the minute. Oh. Looks like a nice snapper. That's what we want. Here he comes. It's a nice snapper. This is what I've persevered all day for. This fish here Oh, and he's in the net. Look at that. That's what I've been patiently waiting for this whole time, a nice 4-pound snapper. Just sitting here in this really strong current, just dropping bait after bait out, catching kahawai, having a bit of fun, getting some stuff for sashimi, but you can never go past catching a nice snapper in a harbour.
Whoa, there's a runner. Oh, yeah. This one's woken up a bit. Whoa.
This bite felt different. You can actually feel the difference in the way some fish fight.
Initially I thought, oh, another kahawai, but you just never know in the shallow water. Could be anything. Yeah, there's a bit of power there. Using a Daiwa VIP, quite a soft tip rod. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a Trev. Gonna need the landing net for this one. One of the famous trevally that live in the far north. Take this one gently because we worked pretty hard for this one all day. There we go. Oh yeah. See, you just never know what you've got until you get it in the boat. Check that out. Beautiful far north trevally. Went through a few kahawai to get it, but the tide's slackening off, and I said I think the trevally will come on the bite when the tide slackens off.
Next, we drop our baits into the abyss and unlock some of the secrets of the deep.
Look at that.
It was the second day of our trip to the far north. Everything was magical, the weather was great, and the fishing had been good. And today the weather was even better. We wasted no time in getting on the water to head out on what was going to be an unforgettable day's fishing.
Today, Adam and I are going wide and deep. Conditions are perfect for getting offshore, way out from North Cape. We're going to be fishing a variety of techniques to try and get some monsters of the deep. There can be some really tasty fish out here and some really great fighting fish. So I'm pretty excited. I'm on my way.
Days like this don't come around very often. We were fishing an area that the water depth quickly drops away to over 200 metres. These drop-offs or contours are where you find the fish.
Well, while I've given Kirk the electric reel, I dropped my little favourite SL250H down in 200 metres of water with a set of mustard flashes, and I've got a bite here, and here it comes. Oh yes! One of the other fantastic deep water fish, and it's a beauty too. And a little friend, a beautiful terakihi. Look at that. They are divine eating.
It's not every day you get the chance to use an electric reel on a ski, so I thought I'd give it a crack. It's a long way up from 250 metres. But I tell you what, the electric reel makes it certainly easy. I'm not sure it's that sporting, but it's bringing it up nonetheless. Must be getting closer now. It's kicking all the way to the top, so unfortunately I don't think it's a puka or a bass, but you never know. Looks like it's a big snapper. It's coming up under the ski. Just gonna have to make sure we don't get it snagged. It's not even a massive snapper, but it's not a bad one. You would have thought you would get a snapper in 220 metres of water. Not me, that's for sure. There he is. How was that? A snapper out of 220 metres of water. By far the deepest snapper I've ever caught. How's that? for another mystery of the deep.
Done it again. Drop the mustard flasher rigs down, 170 metres. She's a long old wind back, but I just, again, don't know. Last time it was a Cherokee. What could it be this time? Oh, I can see some colour. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's a bit of orange and crikey. Oh, it looks a bit like, oh, it's a, oh, look at that. Crikey. Well, I catch this one's cousins all the time in the shallow water, but this is a spotted gurnard, a deep water species. Beautiful, awesome colours. Look at the yellow wings and the orange. Magnificent. They got spots on them like a leopard. What a cool fish.
I've just put the heavy gear away for a bit, dropped to the bottom in a couple of 100 metres to try and get a Cherokee. I'm using smaller hooks and just starting to get a few bites now. There's a little bit of sign on the sounder. So hopefully before long, we might have a Cherokee or two. Here we go. That's the beauty of the braid. You can feel every little touch. So now it's just that big wind back to the surface. Here he comes, and it is a nice Cherokee. Beautiful. Another species from the deep. Really shows the number of species that hang in a spot out here. We've had so many different species today between Adam and I, and that's a nice one.
Electric reel fishing. You know, some people might give it a bit of a hard time, but in this deep water, it is actually makes your life so much easier, and it is a lot of fun. It's still, you get the fight out of the fish, so it's still good fishing. What you need is an electric reel. This one's got about 800 metres of 80-pound braid on it. Roller guides are good because you get a lot of friction. The reel has a cable which is attached to a nice deep cycle 12-volt battery which you can connect with crocodile clips. That'll last you for a whole day's fishing, no problem. Getting bites, just straight down, straight into it. Give it a chance to take the bait. Getting close now. Takes probably a good 3 minutes to get up off the bottom, even with the electric reel in this depth of water. And this fish, like I said, it's not big, but it's been shaking its head all the way up, so who knows? Wicked, a gemfish. Looks very similar to a barracuda, but awesome, awesome food. Got very sharp teeth. There we go. Another demon of the deep. Look at the mouth on that. We were fishing 15 kilometres off North Cape at the top of the North Island. The sea was glassy calm. Kirk was fishing from the wave runner, and I'm about to send baits down into 200 metres of water. We had already caught some exceptional fish on this trip, but nothing would have prepared us for what was going to happen in the next 4 hours. I was fishing with an electric reel and sinkers that weigh over 1 kilo. Even with this great amount of weight, it can take minutes to reach the bottom at these depths. Once down, you never know what's going to eat your bait. It could be a small reef fish or a giant harp hooker, so it pays to use heavy gear. My line had a breaking strain of over 37 kilos. And little did I know it was going to be tested to the limit as I landed my bait right onto a school of fish on the edge of the contour.
Whoa! Got absolutely no idea what this is, but it feels heavy. There we go. Got him coming now. Wicked. It's a really, really fantastic feeling when you're plundering the depths. I can see some really good sign on the sounder down there.
I slowed down a little once I got the fish clear of the bottom. I was starting to feel like I was gaining control.
Every colour is 10 metres on the line. So every colour that comes onto the reel means I'm getting that fish closer. I'm really excited to see what it is. And I tell you what, I'm glad I'm not hand winding from 222 metres. Using the electrics like a normal reel. When the fish runs, you don't want to put the power on. You just take it off and let the drag do the work. But my winding arm's not hurting at all. Got my gaff all set here. We've been told that the locals would like a bit of fish, so I'm going to take a bit home for them. I'll just carefully gaff him. There we go. Whoa! What a beautiful fish. Grab the sinker. Wow, that's got to be 25 kilos of far north pleasure, that one. Hey.
Stinky cooter. Want some Harbour bait?
While I quickly re-rigged another bait, Kirk was struggling to catch anything of quality.
Here it comes. I was struggling to get to the bottom with only just enough line on my reel, and the results were a reflection of that.
Just got down, got bites straight away. I don't do this deep water fishing very often, but when I do, I really, really enjoy it. You know, the expectation of what you're going to catch. We've caught 2 different species already, and yeah, there's plenty going on. Yeah, big fish. Feels like that kingfish I hooked first time. It's pulling line against the drag. Whoa. Bit of manual winding might be called for here. Whoa, yeah. Might be electric reel fishing, but I'm getting my workout.
This fish was even more powerful than my last, and at times the line was almost at breaking point.
Whoa. There we go. It's time to get. Whoa. That's big weight. Nice. Whoa. I put a head bait down and something grabbed it straight away. There's a whole skipjack head, and I could see some nice red marks on the sounder. Didn't have to wait 10 seconds to get the bite. Keep that weight on the rod. Oh, look at those nods. Sensational.
The fish fought all the way to the surface. Even though I was using an electric reel, it gave me a great fight.
Well, whoa. A beautiful fish, another nice kingy, pretty good size one. What I might do here is a big fish. Try and get a lip grip on him.
Kingfish don't have sharp teeth, so you can grab the fish in the mouth as long as you don't touch its gills or damage its jaws. It is a really good technique when you want to release large fish. Some fish caught in deep water suffer from barotrauma when wound up from great depths. Fortunately, kingfish survive well when released, even when caught in deep water. See if I can quickly pop this hook out.
Beautiful fish. Took the whole skipjack head, but I'm going to let him go because we've got enough fish for today.
And away he goes.
Whew. The old electric reel has proved its worth.